Keeping it influential and organic.
The only way is up.
Keeping it influential and organic.
The only way is up.
Keeping it influential and organic.
The only way is up.
Turn that shit on.
Come and tell your problems and your story, say what's on your brain. Mental health awareness, express yourself and tell the world your pain. Give out information on your business, come and build your name. Or come and show your talent, single rapping, states claim the bang. Come and tell your problems and your story, say what's on your brain. Mental health awareness, express yourself and tell the world your pain. Give out information on your business, come and build your name. Or come and show your talent, single rapping, states claim the bang. Yeah. Keeping it influential and organic.
The only way is up.
Keeping it influential and organic.
The only way is up.
Keeping it influential and organic.
The only way is up.
Keeping it influential and organic.
The only way is up.
On today's Psych News, we're going to be talking about the cycle of anger. I'm going to go through it briefly, okay? First, when you think about the cycle of anger, you think about the different phases that you're going through when you're angry, okay? All right? So the first event, all right? Something that triggers you initially, which then leads to negative thoughts, all right? Which also leads to emotional response, and then to physical symptoms, and then to the next phase will be behavioral response. All right. So triggering event could be someone cutting you off while you're on your way to work or something like that, and it triggers you. Everybody should know their triggers, and some individuals know how to trigger you. So you have to be careful with that, so you know how to manage your emotion. The next phase after that triggering event is negative thoughts. So that person that cut you off, you're like, oh, I'm gonna get his ass. I'm pissed off right now. He made me miss the light, or he made me get stopped by the light, or he made some other folks get something. That person just impacted you in a negative way, and now you're having negative thoughts after the triggering event. After the negative thoughts, the next phase is emotional response. So now you could be thinking, you may be guilty, you feeling guilty or shameful for how for what you're doing or how you're feeling, and then the next phase is physical symptoms. So you ever had like an adrenaline rush after when something triggers you, or when you're pissed off about something and you have a racing heart, and you start sweating, or you start shaking, or you got clenched fists and you ready to do something? Those are physical symptoms. Okay. So we had triggering event. We had negative thoughts, emotional response, physical symptoms, and the next phase, the cycle of anger, is behavioral response, which can include you pulling up to that guy, pulling up to that person at the red light because they got stopped by the light too. So you got a chance to catch up with them, let them know, hey, I remember what you did. You pulled out in front of me, cut me off, or whatever. So you want that person to look, but that person might not be looking forward. So you may get out the car, knock on the window, start yelling, or start fighting. But that is the last phase, behavioral response, which could include arguing, criticizing, fighting, yelling, all that stuff. All right. So remember, the cycle of anger. All right. Triggering event, which leads to negative thoughts, which leads to emotional response, which leads to physical symptoms, and the last phase would be behavioral response. Now remember, just because the cycle is documented that way or whatever on the diagram, doesn't mean that it has to also flow in that direction, in that same pattern, depending on the person. So what I mean by that is, I could be triggered. Yeah, I'm at the triggering event stage, but I can go right to behavioral response, go right to fighting, instead of having negative thoughts and going through the process of physical symptoms and emotional response. I can go from triggering event straight to behavioral response. All right. I can go from triggering event straight to physical symptoms. I can go from triggering event straight to emotional response. So just because the flow of the cycle of anger goes that way in the way that I just explained to you, but you can also, with some individuals, depending on the situation and depending on the person, can go from triggering event to something else. You can find this on therapistaid.com. All right. Today we talked about the cycle of anger, and that is your psych news for the day. Clap it up, clap it up. What's up, everybody? It's your host, Kimbo the Counselor, aka the Irish Wolf. and this is the Irish Wolf Show podcast. Make sure that you go and subscribe to us on YouTube. Follow us on all social media platforms. Also on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Remember that we keep it influential and organic. And the only way we're going is up.